Andrew Bobros here. I want to talk about the Chargers Broncos game and what a kick in the dick it was for all Charger fans. And well, we lost this gentleman for the season. Justin Herbert is most likely gone for the entire season. He has a fractured this finger right here, his index finger. Kind of important when you try to throw the football. Anyways, not good for us. So maybe it's time for us to start talking about potential head coaching candidates. I like the two in the middle. Maybe later, another video, yada, yada. We'll go there. Again, Jim Harbaugh, obviously still out there in the ethos. We'll see what happens. He seems to really like Justin Herbert. Herbert's a great quarterback. You know that. I know that. Hell, everyone in the NFL knows that. We'll see what happens. But we had old Chris Kringle in the SoFi Stadium drinking after that game. Shit show that it was. It was pretty horrible. And honestly, it was kind of the stab in the heart that all Charger fans didn't want, but kind of expected. So you're telling me there's a chance? Well, yeah, minute 9-8 potentially could get you in the playoffs. I would say most likely we're not going to make it. Of course, Easton Stick's going to have to carry a pretty heavy load. We'll have to see how it plays out. So guys, let's get into Bull Bros. Okay, folks, always like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content. I'm Andrew Bopros, and yes, you are not mistaken. There actually is a chance. Now, again, AFC is a little bit of a mess at the moment, but bottom line, most likely, we're not going to make it, right? It is what it is. You know, we'd have to win out, and teams in front of us would have to lose. So where does this leave us? Well, first and foremost, let's talk about Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley is our head coach. From the Chargers since he's been a head coach. The defense is ranked 23rd against the run and 28th against the pass. 23rd against the run, 28th against the pass, okay? Now, I will say this is a benefit. They've forced opponents to punt. 23rd highest rate per league per true media, right? So it's good. We're getting people to punt, but again, we can't stop them most of the time. Offensively or defensively is pretty bad. So our defensive guru head coach has not done a great job coaching that defense. The offense, on the other hand, has been much more successful. They rank about 270 net yards passing per game. Number one in the red zone percentage. However, we have struggled to finish games, as you know, losing 6 of the last 10 games, folks. Look, that's our season in a nutshell, folks. It's just been horrible, right? Again, the loss to the Jaguars. I still think this team has not fully recovered from that at all. So, again, where does this leave us? Well, Brandon Staley is our fearless leader. I do like Brandon Staley to some degree. I really do. We all wanted him to. He has an winning record. He's 23-22. No ties. But again, we've been mediocre, all right, despite having a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert. Teams in the NFL would give their left nut to have Justin Herbert as their franchise quarterback. And the argument is that we're squandering his talent. But where does this leave us, folks? Again, let's talk about Tom Telesco. Tom Telesco, let's review his statistics as our general manager for the Chargers. Okay, so Telesco has a record of 79-83, not a winning record. That ranks him 22nd in the NFL amongst general managers who have been with the team for 5 years or more. So not good. It's a losing record. Postseason, 2-3 in the postseason. That ranks 25th in the NFL among general managers who've been with the current team longer than 5 years. So that's not good either. Mediocre, 2-3. Draft picks. Telesco's made 10 draft picks in the first round since becoming the general manager of the Chargers. Those draft picks, 6 of those 10 draft picks in the first round have become Pro Bowlers. Okay. That ranks him 18th in the NFL among managers who've had a team for at least 5 years. Free agency. We oddly signed 10 free agent contracts worth $50 million or more since becoming the general manager of the Chargers. Of those players, only 4 out of the 10 have become Pro Bowlers with the Chargers. This ranks him 23rd in the NFL amongst general managers who've had their current team for at least 5 years. Overall, Telesco's performance as a GM for the Chargers has been below average. He has a losing record, mediocre postseason record, and not been able to draft or sign many Pro Bowl players. However, we did go to the postseason last season, and we lost in spectacular Oh my God. I want to die fashion against the Jaguars. Well, and again, JC Jackson's probably the biggest black eye right now as it is. We're over the cap anyways. We're over the cap next year. Whoever steps in as a GM, I hope to God Telesco is gone. I know the Spanoses like him a lot, so please move on from Tom at this point. If the Spanos family is listening to us, just move on. It's time to clean house. It's time to get some fresh set of eyes and make this team be something different. And that needs to happen, guys. It just does. Guys like JC Jackson are just, he's a disaster. He's not even playing well for the Patriots at this point. We're paying for them. So the argument is, well, who would you, hey, smarty pants, Andrew, who would you like to have be our interim head coach? I'd say Ryan Ficken's the guy. In fact, I would even say he might even be, in my opinion, one of the front runners for the actual head coaching position. Again, the head coach needs to be a manager, if you will, a person that's going to just manage the team in general, right? Oversee it. I think that's partially where I think Brandon Staley was a little bit, in the wrong. He wouldn't let Derek Ainsley run the defense, and he constantly was just wearing too many hats. At least Ryan Ficken can just be the special teams coordinator, focus on special teams, and let the offense and defense run things themselves. I actually like that fact. I think, again, he's a good communicator. I like his press conferences. He would be the guy I like. What do you guys think? Do you think he should be the interim head coach? I don't think Kellen Moore is the right guy. And the rumor is he's already got a lock for the Panthers head coaching role. So who knows, right? You have to wonder what the situation is with that. Now, let's talk about Justin Herbert briefly. And I do ask this question. I think Herbert has had a bit of an off year. Again, a lot of offensive coordinators and a lot of up and down performances. And again, you got to give it up to the Broncos. They had a pretty good defensive performance, but maybe there's some trouble in paradise. Who knows? I'm speculating here. It's really, I wanted to see a picture of Taylor Biscotti. Hello, she's looking really good. And hey, kudos to you, Herbert. Kudos to you. Hopefully that's working out, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there's trouble in paradise. What do you guys think? Comments down below. But let's talk about the future. Okay. We lost out of the playoffs. We're out of the playoffs. Easton Stick is the guy. I mean, if he can step in and be the man, we'll go from there. Now, one thing I will say about Easton Stick is Easton Stick's going to run Kellen Moore's offense the way Kellen Moore wants it run, 110%. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with him moving forward. Again, Easton Stick, you saw that throw downfield to Quinton Johnston. Look, he's got a cannon. He's good. He's accurate. I think he could do a good job, and I think more reps we'll see a little bit more from him. A couple of things I thought about with the Bull Pros last night. We were chatting back and forth. The interesting thing about that also is that, let's say Easton Stick does do a good job, much like Browning is doing for the Bengals. Teams are going to come calling, in the offseason. They'll say, hey, man, why should we draft a rookie quarterback when we go get Browning? Probably get him pretty cheap, right? Or go get Easton Stick. Easton Stick is a serviceable quarterback, and he is good, guys. I've always said he's a very good backup quarterback. But, what if we traded him away for a third or fourth round pick? Well, probably more like a fourth round pick. Who knows, guys? Wouldn't be a bad thing. We could pick up another quarterback, another rookie quarterback that we could have. We got Max Duggan. Max Duggan obviously is going to be called up because of the injury to Justin Herbert. So it's going to be Easton Stick and Max Duggan. It'd be interesting to see if we pick up a quarterback off the street. Who knows? My thought is probably not, but we'll see what happens. But let's look at his numbers, guys. He was 13 for 24 for 179 yards, and he had that 50-plus yard bomb right there. That was pretty sick, man. I mean, that was awesome to see, and Quinton ran it down perfectly. He judged it perfectly, did a good job, and look, the kid has talent, okay? My question is maybe he doesn't have talent with Justin Herbert, which is a scary thought. You have to ask yourself, why is that the case? Who knows, right? So, guys, I mean, we're just seeing what we're seeing out in the field. It's just really odd. And Easton Stick stepped in and did a good job. I'm curious to see, again, we got 4 more games left. What are we going to do against Vegas? What are we going to do against the rest of the teams? We'll see what happens, guys. Now, but I will say this. This is when the players have to get together and prove that they deserve to be on an NFL roster. Because bottom line, guys, this is when players give up. So if you see players giving up and not trying and not working hard and not progressing, even in a losing endeavor, which is what we're looking at now, folks, it says a lot for a person's character. So I'm interested in evaluating these players that are going to be on the field. I would like to see some rookies, some Deion Henley. I would like to see Davis Davis a little bit more. I would like to see a lot of these guys a little bit more frequently. Maybe some Jordan McFadden, rotate him in a little bit. Let's give him some reps. Again, we shall see. But again, let's just finish some thoughts on Quinton Johnston. Again, he's a first-round pick. The guy has all the talent in the world, man. I'm telling you right now, he's been open a lot. Okay, I've watched a lot of film, a lot of footage. He's doing a lot of go routes, guys, and he's open a lot. A lot of teams are not double covering him. They're not covering him deep. They're pretty much just letting him run free. Herbert never threw him the ball. I don't quite understand why. I don't know if it was because of the drops, the yips, whatever you want to say. But bottom line, it'd be interesting to see how Stick does with Quinton. Clearly, he's going to be a bigger part of the offense moving forward. Again, we don't know when Palmer's going to be back. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation. So guys, let me just wrap up. This video is even longer than I wanted it to be. I apologize. But again, there was a few things I needed to say. Look, bottom line, disappointing season. You know that. I know that. I think change is coming. I hope change is coming. Again, we get a new practice facility. There's a lot of things going on. We're going to be talking more about potential head coaches. We'll keep you posted on the drama that is. We'll keep you posted on the transactions. But guys, at the end of the day, we can all relax. The season's essentially over. And as we all like to say as Charger fans and NFL fans of teams that are not succeeding like the Chargers, there's always next year. As always, Andrew Bopros. See you guys in the next one.